When you focus on a process, you get results. When you focus on results alone, you tend to get frustrated. Now, this presents a bit of a paradox for sellers because selling is a results-oriented game. How are you supposed to know if what you're doing within your process is going to yield the numbers, the results that not only you're looking for, but are judged by, right? Well, the key to determining that is actually in the results that those activities generate. But most sales managers, most sales teams look at that equation backwards. Now, I was talking to Mike Weinberg recently, who wrote a killer book on sales management called Sales Management Simplified. You may have heard of it. If you haven't, go pick it up. He lays out a really simple formula for these accountability meetings that you have to have. And yes, your reps are begging to be held accountable. That's part of leadership. If you're a leader or a manager, you need to be doing these things, but that's for another video. Look, the process or these meetings go very simply. You talk about results, then you talk about pipeline, then you talk about activity. You save activity for last because it either doesn't matter or it is the key to what needs to be done, going forward, what needs to be templated. And I'll touch on that in a second. You talk about results and those results are clear. Either the number was hit or it wasn't. It's black and white. And that provides the framework for how this discussion is going to go. But everybody is on the same page when you can agree that something either happened or didn't. After you talk about last period's results, you can talk about the pipeline. What is in your pipeline right now? What does it look like for the next sales period? And are we going to feel good about that when we have this meeting next time? Now, looking at activities, there are a couple of options here if you're the manager. You can either say, you know what, looks like you're getting the results you're looking for, so what you're doing must be going well. I'm going to leave this meeting early because you clearly have a grasp on things, and I don't need to worry about how you're doing it. I just need to know that the results are here. That makes a rep feel good. It makes a rep feel like they can be creative, they can have their own style, they can do things their own way and make everybody happy. That is a key to a high-performing sales culture. There are a couple other options here, though, too. If there is a consistently high performer, you dig into those activities and try to distill best practices. Those best practices can be taken and put into templates, and they can be trained on, they can be used for onboarding, they can be used to scale. There's very valuable information there if you want to look into it. Now, if the results in the pipeline aren't there, activity or looking at activity provides you with a very different focus. What needs to be coached up? This is your opportunity to help that person grow, not because you're micromanaging them or pointing at them or looking down at them, but because you see that there could be some things that they could do, make some minor tweaks that they could make that can help improve their results with the activities they're currently giving you. Now, what most managers do wrong is they look at this equation backwards. They want to know what the rep is up to. What do you had going this week? How was your month? What are you working on right now? Well, any rep who's halfway good at what they do, particularly if they're not performing, they're going to spin a yarn a mile long about all the things that they're working on that aren't really tangible, and they're going to essentially filibuster that pipeline meeting until there's no time left and they can't be held accountable for their results. As a leader, you can't afford to let that happen. So flip the script. What's really important anyway? Whether or not they hit their number. What's second most important is the pipeline and whether or not that trend is going to continue. Only then does it matter what the activities are. So take a look at your meetings. Take a look at what you're doing. Ask yourself if they're really as effective as they could be, or if maybe you need to shake things up a little bit and get everybody on the same page right from the beginning. I promise the results that you're looking for are going to come a lot more easily and a lot more clearly to you as a result.